Previously on Transformers Prime, Ratchet was captured by the Decepticons and forced to help Shockwave perfect the synth-end formula. When he proved to be of no more use to the cons, he was given to Predaking for termination. However, the medic convinced the Beast that Megatron was his true enemy, as he was actually the one who ordered the destruction of his Predacon kin. After a short and honestly underwhelming fight between him and Megatron, Predaking was defeated and sucked out an airlock. Now freed, Ratchet contacts the Autobot base, and his comrades gear up to rescue him and defeat the Decepticons once and for all. Welcome back to my Transformers Prime episode reviews. Today we are finally taking a look at the series finale episode, Deadlock. Yes, I'm so sorry I left you guys waiting for so long, but here it is after all these months. In this episode, Optimus Prime and Megatron have their final battle as the Autobots try to stop the Decepticons from cyberforming Earth. We begin this episode with the Autobots assaulting the Decepticon ship, the Nemesis, with Optimus calling the shots and the bots splitting up into two teams. When Smokescreen sees Megatron coming up from his little elevator, I can't help but think that he's maybe thinking back to his choice at the beginning of this season to save Optimus rather than become a Prime himself, and that maybe in an alternate timeline somewhere, this would have been his moment to finally confront Megatron. Primus knows that if there was a what-if version of Transformers, that's one of the stories that I'd like to see explored. You know, what if Smokescreen became a Prime? So, Megatron clips Optimus's wings, our good scientist and evil scientist face off, our C and B run into Starscream and a platoon of Emperor Kumquats. I mean, his elite jet Viacons. Sorry, I always think of Kumquat whenever I see these guys. And the Wreckers try to take the bridge, but Soundwave pulls a Looney Tunes on them by making them fall into a ground bridge. But the kids come to the rescue.
Showtime!
Are you sure about this, Jack? Last time we crossed the streams...
Do it, Rat. Now!
Excuse me, Egon. You said crossing the streams was bad.
Cross the streams.
And Soundwave is sent to the Shadow Realm, where I'm sure he'll never escape from, right? Smokescreen tries to pass Optimus the Starsaber, which he rescued from the Decepticon treasure room, but is blasted by Shockwave, leaving B as the one to deliver it. However, he is hit repeatedly by Megatron's blasts, falling into the Omega Lock and seemingly dying. I must admit, this was quite emotional even back in the day, and it is still fairly impactful today, partially helped by the classic filmmaking tricks of mixing slow motion with dramatic music. Optimus goes feral on Megatron after losing one of his closest friends. Megatron gains the upper hand, but when it seems like Optimus is about to lose, we hear a new voice.
Megatron! You took my voice. You will never rob anyone of anything ever again.
Yes, B is alive, and he is now voiced by my second favorite Batman, Will Friedle. You may also know Will from being on Boy Meets World, one of the shows from my childhood that really helped crack my egg. But you probably know him from one of his many voice roles, from Kim Possible to Guardians of the Galaxy to everyone's favorite D&D show. And like I said, he's my favorite Batman, after the legendary Kevin Conroy, of course.
Batman, Bruce Wayne, Batman. Or have you met?
Not now.
Great. What did they used to call it? Stereo?
It's just a shame that after this episode, and subsequent finale movie, we don't get to hear any more of Will as Bumblebee. I sure do wish that Transformers Prime got another season, but oh well, I guess we'll never hear Will as Bumblebee again. So, Megatron dies and falls to Earth, the Decepticons retreat, and the Autobots celebrate B getting his voice back.
The cyber matter.
It would seem the old field medic made good after all.
In a roundabout way, sure. I mean, Ratchet did contribute to the creation of the cyber matter with his Senthen formula, but it's not like he intended for Bumblebee to go for a swim in the Omega Lock. But if it makes the old bot feel better, it's all good. So the team arrives at Cybertron and blasts the Well of Allsparks with the cyber matter from the Omega Lock. And finally, after a very long time, Cybertron is slowly restored to life.
What? I'm joining the winning team.
It seems like they had a stowaway too, as Predaking has apparently been clinging to the side of the ship this entire time. They return to Earth to say goodbye to their human allies and to set up a potential crossover universe that never ends up happening.
We'll be in good hands with you, Jack, and Miko continuing to serve Unit E.
Again, it was quite a tearjerker watching all the Autobots say farewell to their human companions. But like B says, they're always a space bridge away. It sure would be awful if he ever came back to Earth and just never contacted Raph or his other human friends again. It would be so not cool to ghost your best buddy like that. Good thing B never did anything like that, right? So that is the final episode of Transformers Prime. What an ending! Honestly, I think this is probably one of the best episode finales to a Transformers series that we've ever had, with the only one better than it maybe being Beast Wars, which we will hopefully get to soon. But this episode, along with the ones preceding it, did an amazing job wrapping up a lot of the plot threads left in this series. Well, what about you? What did you think of the final episode of Transformers Prime? Let me know down in the comments. Remember to like, subscribe, and do all that other fun stuff. And we're not done yet, because I'll see you back here next time for the finale movie, Predacons Rising. See you then!